land, and they come up to that giant ass crater. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we gotta
I had
go
the
around
exact same thought while I was watching that scene.
Yeah. And so it's obviously a handheld camera going down, and it follows them down to the water's edge, and then they peel off to circumvent the water, and the camera just follows them across the water. And it is one of the most... And so it obviously transitioned from handheld to a crane rig.
Right.
But it was so
seamless.
Flawless, so smooth. It's just like, how... Like, I'm getting goosebumps again. Like, watching is like...
There were a lot of moments, and I'm not the cinematography one amongst us. There were a lot of moments where I was like, how did they...
Yeah.
How did that?
How did that? And the other scene that just... even thinking about it still gives me goosebumps is the final scene when he gets to the front line and the charge begins. And it's a handheld tracking him through the trench, and he gets up to it and he starts going, and then the whistle blows and everyone starts running, and the camera lifts about 40 feet off the ground while tracking him sprinting, and you just see hundreds of people running perpendicular to him, and he's hitting people, and just it's chaos, and things are exploding, bullets are whizzing by, and then he gets to where he needs to go, and the camera comes back down, and then it goes back into a handheld behind him, back into the trench.
Yep.
Seamless, flawless, blew me the
I wonder
fuck out
if
of
they
water.
didn't have their guy rigged, like their cameraman rigged up to a crane. So it could be
like
handheld,
they're not changing the
and
camera,
then he steps onto a platform or something and is up on the crane, and then is on the ground. I mean, I literally don't know, but it seems like a doable way to do that shot to me.
Oh my god. Now that I think about it, it's like they didn't move the camera
I've
to different
seen
rigs.
crazier
The
things in
cameraman.
right, like I've seen crazier things in like making of videos than that.
Oh man.
Cameramen are badass,
Yeah,
by
they
the
are.
way. The
So
unsung
badass.
heroes.
I always love, every once in a while I'll see the gif of the cameraman from The Bourne Identity jumping off a building, following the stuntman into the other window. Just, oh man. God bless cameramen. Couldn't make movies without him.
Nope.
Definitely couldn't have made this movie without
No.
a team of skilled artists.
Yep.
Like, I mean, these guys go beyond cameramen. These are artists at their craft.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie is art. It is art.
It's one of those movies where, yes, you're gonna cry watching it, of course. But also, you leave the theater just sort of with a lump in your throat.
Yeah.
Kind of wanting to cry for the next few hours.
So, the movie ended, and you could hear the sniffling, and the music started.
Naturally.
And it was a bizarre experience, because you could hear the sniffling. No one got up.
Yeah.
They just sat there. And, like, that's when I cried.
Yeah.
Was the revelry of it all. And then other people started crying more.
Right.
I don't know if it was like because they heard me, other people started crying. But it was just like, it was the almost like getting hit by the wave and like being thrashed around by this riptide. And then now the credits are rolling and you're safe.
This is the release of emotion.
You're safe in the tide pool. And you're just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't have much more to say other than
I mean,
I need to go see this again. Like I
definitely need to go see this again. I need to hit like, I don't know, what's the least popular? Not a Tuesday, because that'll be full of poor people.
do like a Thursday.
Yeah,
at
like
8
a
a.m.
Thursday
or something.
morning, early Thursday morning show. I think I'm actually seeing Little Women this Thursday, which I've heard, against all odds, is very good.
I saw the first trailer and I was like, oh God, it's one of these. But from trusted sources,
right?
say it's good.
Like,
it's genuinely good. So I might actually go
for
see
the
it
clarification of our listeners, I am not a Little Women kind of person.
Nor am I.
It looks good enough that I want to see it.
Yeah.
Based on the trailers.
Yeah. I'm totally blanking on her name. Who's I'm totally blanking on her name. So she's in
Good
Lady
start.
Bird.
Yeah, Saoirse.
Saoirse
Ronan, right?
Ronan. Okay.
Well, now you have me doubting myself.
I don't know. I'm the one who's terrible with names. But yeah,
Yeah, it's Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan.
Greta Gerwig's the director. Also
Got it.
directed Lady Bird.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Because I loved Lady Bird.
yeah.
That Lady Bird was great. And Sacramento represent.
Oh boy. From Even Stevens to Lady Bird.
Was Even Stevens set in Sacramento?
Yes.
I've never watched the show. So.
It wasn't like very Sacramento-y, but
But it was set
it was
in Sacramento.
referenced.
What was it? Was it Castle?
I mean, a bunch of shows show up in Sacramento. Like
No, I
a
think that Castle
procedural-
was set in Sacramento, but
Huh.
it was like they'd
never
be like
watched
showing
Castle.
up at the murder of so and so at the port of Sacramento, and it's
Like,
like a giant
what?
port.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, first off,
We have a river, guys.
Our port
and it's
has
not even a big river.
3 silos that hold a shit ton of rice,
Right.
and that's it. That's the
Right.
port of Sacramento.
Well,
Yeah.
that's fun. I mean, I think obviously we are recommending this movie.
Very much so.
Go see it. Don't wear mascara.
Yeah, you will cry. Like, if you are a normal human being, this movie will
Expect
make
to
you
cry. See a doctor if you don't.
Yes. See it in theaters too.
Yeah, it's the sound editing
Mm-hmm.
and the grandiosity of all of the shots is really worth seeing on the big screen.
Definitely. Yeah, if you can get into one of those theaters that have the Dolby sound or the
Sure.
IMAX sound system, I want to see this movie in IMAX. Like, I don't know if they're
Yeah.
selling tickets for it on IMAX, but this film feels like it would be suited for that format. But yeah. Do you have any final thoughts?
Nope. That was my final thought already.
Yeah, my final thought
great.
really is this is art. This is a masterpiece from director Sam Mendes and director of cinematography Roger Deakins. Like, it's mastercraft. Like, this is the craft of the masters. If you want to see beautiful film, oh, it is in IMAX. Oh, I need to go see it. Is it say coming in January 25th? I want to say.
Don't know. Ah. Sorry, everything's yelling at me. Okay, cookies, fine, deal. It looks like it's there.
Oh, well then I'll have to go see it. But yeah, I mean, this movie just... I can't explain any more than I already have just how magnificent it is. So yeah, go see it.
It's not in Sacramento.
It's not in Sacramento. Oh. Bologna.
All right. So, on that cheerful and uplifting note, there hasn't been any sadness in this episode.
Or bitterness.
Or bitterness.
Or anger.
Nope, none of that.
That is totally not our style.
So our next episode is going to be Doolittle.
Which I'm curious about.
Yeah.
It could be very interesting. I mean, my only exposure to the mythos of Dr. Doolittle is the Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh. No.
That's literally...
I'll be very sad if that's anything to do with this.
But that's all I know.
You should check out the original, the old Dr. Doolittle. It's probably on Disney Plus. I don't know.
I'm sure. I think it's old school Disney property, so I wouldn't doubt it.
It's old.
Well, yeah.
For sure. But it's a much better story than Eddie Murphy stuff. So that should be fun.
Yeah. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's got
And
Robert
that'll
Downey
be
Jr.
in 2
and
weeks.
a lot of people in it that I was surprised that were in it, so
Indeed.
it could be good.
Cast list is interesting for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
All right. And on another note, in the new
we've been
year.
We've been stalling.
Here's a fun fact. We've been doing a little bit of math, and we've discovered that we spend about $700 a year to produce this podcast. Mm-hmm. And while we do really enjoy making this podcast, it's a little bit of a burden on our wallets, which we will continue to do, but we have set up a Patreon if you feel in your heart that you would like to help us out with that in any way. We're in the early processes of setting it up right now, but there will be more tiers and exciting things to come.
Yeah, but the main podcast itself will, as always, be free.
Yes. So if you're interested in becoming our patron, check out the info in the description.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. You can find his music at incompetech.com.
Ugh.